Good morning. We are about to check out of our Airbnb in Saybrook, Connecticut and head over to explore Mystic, Connecticut. It's a little different than what we normally stay in. Normally we have like an entire little house to ourselves. This is more of like a hotel slash bed and breakfast setup, but we've really loved staying here. It's been super quiet even though there's 3 other rooms on the property. It's also in a very cute old house. I think the sign outside says the house was established in 1840, so pretty old. So like I said, there are 4 different rooms you can book here. We are in the room on the first floor, which is called the Library Suite, and it's a super cute, adorable, quaint setup. We have a very comfy king-size bed. There is no kitchen, but you do have a mini fridge and a microwave. There's also a very cute decorative fireplace. Not working, just decorative, but it's nice to look at. There's also a TV, and there is a full bathroom with a whirlpool tub, which unfortunately we didn't get to use. Attached to your room, so you don't have to go out of your room to a bathroom. So there are some shared spaces in this property you can use too. The outside is beautiful. There's like a full wraparound porch basically with tons of chairs you can sit in. If the weather was warmer, there's also a deck outside with a ton of chairs, like lounge chairs. There's a grill. There is an outdoor kitchen which is covered that you can use, like a full little kitchenette with a stove and oven and full-size fridge and everything. So that's very nice. And this place is within walking distance to a couple of different coffee shops, restaurants, and also the beach. So if you were staying here in the summer, this would be a great place to stay. So we're gonna finish packing up here and then we're gonna hit the road to Mystic, Connecticut.
Well, we have made it to Mystic, Connecticut, and our first stop of the day is the Mystic Seaport Museum.
So this museum costs $28 a person. It is pretty dog friendly. Most of the museum is just walking around outside. There are, I think, some exhibits that you can actually go inside a building to see things. So she's not allowed in those, and she's not allowed in like the restaurants and stuff like that. But I think most of the restaurants also have patios that are dog friendly. I think this is rated as like the #1 pet friendly attraction in Mystic, maybe even in Connecticut perhaps. We're just going to walk around. We've seen lots of boats already just in the few steps we've taken outside.
The Mystic Seaport Museum, also just called Mystic Seaport, is the largest maritime museum in the United States, with a total of 19 acres of explorable exhibits. The seaport opened in 1929 as the Marine Historical Association.
It became a well-known museum as soon as it acquired the Charles W. Morgan in 1941, which is the only surviving wooden whaling ship left in the entire world, but more on that later. Mystic Seaport was also one of the first living history museums in the U.S., with a collection of buildings and workers to show how people lived and worked on different ocean vessels.
The Henry DuPont Preservation Shipyard is an enormous part of the museum because it's a very active worksite where visitors get a chance to watch actual craftspeople restore historic ships right in front of your eyes. In 2022, the Preservation Shipyard reached its 50-year anniversary. It was the first shipyard built specifically for preservation in the United States.
The first major project of the shipyard was the restoration of the previously mentioned whaling ship, the Morgan, to floating condition in 1974. Typically, wooden vessels require major work about every 30 years, so many of the ships at the seaport are being prepared for their second restoration in the shipyard. In addition to repairs, they also have built new replica boats such as whaleboats, dories, lifeboats, and others to support educational programs at the museum.
Each time you visit the shipyard, you'll see employees working on short-term repairs, but also some restorations that take years, and you can see their progress if you're fortunate enough to visit regularly.
In addition to ships, the museum also has over 60 historic buildings on the property, most of them rare commercial structures that were brought to this site and meticulously restored to their former appearance. With the exception of the Preservation Shipyard's main workshop, the largest building here is without a doubt the Plymouth Cordage Company rope walk at over 250 feet long. The original rope manufacturer was located, as the name implies, in Plymouth, Massachusetts, The company opened in 1824 and made ropes in cordage until 1947. It was also originally over 1,000 feet long and contained 3 rope-making grounds.
Some of the earliest ropes were made out of American or even Russian hemp, but by the 1830s the preferred material became manila from the Philippines, because it was cleaner, stronger, and more flexible. The 3 major steps to make rope fit for sailing are shown here in this walkthrough exhibit. First, all natural fibers are spun into yarn.
Many yarns are then spun together to form what's called a strand. Then, 3 strands are twisted in the opposite direction to form rope. The length of the building was very important to the process because the spinning and twisting had to be completed in a very straight line to make high-quality rope, which is very important when choosing rope for ships that regularly go through extreme environments.
The final major stop for us in the museum was to visit the only surviving wooden whaling ship in the entire world, the Charles W. Morgan.
The Morgan was built in New Bedford, Massachusetts in 1841 and was active during the 19th and 20th century as a whaling vessel. In her 80 years of service, the Morgan went out on 37 voyages, ranging from 9 months to 5 years. She brought home over 50,000 barrels of whale oil and over 150,000 pounds of whale bones.
We would like to state that Riley Rome's Inc. does not support the killing of any whales. In 1924, the ship was almost destroyed when a ship caught fire nearby and drifted across the river in the Morgan's dock in Fairhaven, Maryland. Thankfully, the fire crew was able to put the blaze out, but not before major damage was suffered. The Mystic Seaport gained possession of the semi-repaired Charles W. Morgan in 1941, where it was used as an exhibit and placed in a bed of sand to prevent her from sinking. After 30 years laying in sand, it was decided that the ship would be restored to her former seaworthy self.
In 1968, they began the process of repairing the internal structure of the ship and making repairs and replacements where they were needed. In 1974, she was removed from her sandy and muddy berth and hauled into the DuPont Preservation Shipyard for inspection and hull work. Surprisingly, the hull was in remarkably good condition, with only a little bit of repair work being needed.
In 2008, the Morgan underwent another restoration to prepare her for a major accomplishment. The whaleship left the Seaport Museum in May of 2014 to start her 38th voyage to visit some of the most historic ports of New England, raising awareness of America's maritime heritage and calling attention to issues of ocean sustainability and conservation before returning to the Seaport Museum in August of 2014.
I think we have toured just about as much of the Mystic Seaport Museum as we can. Like we said, Riley was allowed here. She can't go on the ships or in the building, so Candace and I just took turns. If we didn't have her here, we could probably spend like 8 hours here.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Lots of stuff to see. Someone is cutting a tree or something.
From here, we're going to go down to the Mystic Park and see the famous Mystic Bridge.
So we have stopped at the Drawbridge ice cream. We got the sticky fractured finger, which has butterfingers in it, no real fingers. Well, that's good ice cream. Been talking about ice cream for like 3 weeks. Finally got some.
According to their sign back there, they make the best. Was it the best ice cream you've ever had?
It's pretty good. Really good, yeah.
So the 3 of us are hanging out in Mystic Park, right along the Mystic River. In front of us is the Mystic River Bridge. Candace, what do you know about the bridge?
So it's a drawbridge, and apparently it's the oldest of its kind that's still in operation in the United States. I was reading that last year they celebrated the bridge's 100th birthday, so it's quite old.
Mm-hmm.
And it leads you right into like downtown Mystic, Connecticut, which looked super cute. Lots of restaurants, coffee shops, little boutique stores to pop into.
Yeah, I could really see us spending some time here, probably about this time of year. I know in the summertime this place gets like mobbed with people, but right now it's desolate almost, which is kind of how we like to go to places.
And the weather is like perfection.
It is. It's like 60 maybe. The sun is out, no clouds in the sky. I got attacked by a Boston Terrier a couple minutes ago.
A Frenchie.
A Frenchie, pardon me. It was trying to play with Riley, but it got off its leash, and I had to like try to grab it so it wouldn't run into the road, and then it bit me. But there's no blood. God. Riley roams, paid for by a lawsuit.
Yeah, there's a sign on the bridge that kind of made it seem like the bridge maybe opens every
hour.
Every hour on the 40-minute mark. But it is about 4 minutes past that, so I don't think that's happening today. I'm not sure why it would open unless it needed to, but the sign was a little confusing.
Something's in the water over there. Naturally, it does not look cool on camera.
So yeah, that's gonna end our time here in Connecticut unless we see this bridge open in the next 5 minutes or so that we're sitting here.
Yeah.
We are heading to check out some places in Rhode Island next. So that will be in the next video you see of ours. None of us have ever been to Rhode Island, so it'll be a new state for all of us again. Obviously, Riley will be getting another French fry, so she's pretty excited about that. So as always,
we'll see y'all in Rhode Island. So we talked... Yeah. We talked...
Can you see my feet?
No. Under the bed? No. I was hoping it was a seal. That's what that sign back there said, that there are seals in the water. I didn't finish reading the sign, but I think that's what the sign said.
Thanks for watching Riley Roams. Please subscribe to our channel to keep up with all of our travels. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave us a comment below about your favorite part of this video.